Cresta Cabbing next week at the same time, 9:30. Next tonight on BBC One, Tony Hawks is your host for the best show in the world, probably.
You know, drug smuggling is a very serious offence.
Did not smuggle drugs.
When the professional becomes personal.
Are you involved with the selling of drugs?
The ambassador faces a conflict of interests.
I fully accept that unpredictability is your style, but in this instance, your heart has ruled your head.
Emma Franklin asked for my help. I can't just wash my hands of her.
If you think you're above the law in this country, you must think again. What happens if you prove that Nate's involved? Do you tell the police?
If I'm certain he's guilty.
The Ambassador, Sunday at 9 on BBC One.
Join us this Saturday on the National Lottery Draw. It's a rollover jackpot estimated at £14 million, and it's all presented by the man himself, Tom Jones.
It's not unusual.
And with an update on how lottery money is being spent in Wales, make a date for the National Lottery Draw, Saturday 10 to 8 on BBC One.
On the Question Time panel tonight, Labour's Anne Taylor, for the Conservatives' Francis Maud, and actor and founder of Stonewall, Michael Cashman. That's in half an hour. First on BBC One, advertising, well, it's just a game to Tony Hawks.
Hello, I'm Tony Hawks, and welcome to the show about the exciting world of advertising, which can present anything in a positive light, like an advert for the British Tourist Board promising young visitors from Amsterdam a warm welcome at Heathrow Airport. Our teams tonight, with Fred MacAulay is the king of voiceovers and impressionist who can imitate 1,000 celebrities, Alistair McGowan. And with Alan Davies is a celebrity who is imitated by 1,000 impressionists, Janet Street Porter. Beautifully shot, cleverly edited, award-winning adverts have one thing in common. You can never remember what the hell they were selling. So in this round, we want you to have a look at these commercials and tell us what the message is. Alan and Janet, what's the message behind this ad? And see if you can spot what the cameraman is most interested in.
Where's the thermos?
All right.
No. Oh, she's got dodgy legs, hasn't she? Oh, the big thermos. She's on the beach at Canvas Sands. Oh, no, she's not.
Little hat. Oh, hello. Pumping.
Pumping, yeah. It's an early food mixer. It's a kind of prototype. It's halfway between a mixer and a... Oh, no! Oh, that is so offensive. I'm sorry. Please.
It's just slipped. It's all new technology.
Oh, no, it's a ball worker. An early version of a kind of, you know, chest expansion. Up and down, up and down. Obviously, I haven't, but...
Well, some sort of a pumping, mincing...
I think her last husband's in the machine, and she's mincing him up.
It's a body disposal device.
Exactly.
I reckon the bloke on the camera, he was like this in a little world of his own, and then every now and then he went, whee! Like that, all on his own, in little headphones. I'll give you a clue, it's actually a campaign promoting something. It's not actually one product.
I'm pretty sure, now, hang on.
Water conservation. Don't do that sneering thing that you do at politicians that you have on your show.
I was just looking at her knickers, actually. I know you're only interested in her bra, but do you see the size of those drawers? They're all really, really bad.
They're always sold on the assumption that you're going to grow into them. Isn't that how it works?
That was back in the days when men's pants were huge as well, and not only that, but swimming trunks were knitted.
Whilst you were wearing them. It wasn't shown on commercial television. I can tell you.
It's a trade thing.
A trade thing. If you can get the trade, I'll give you the points.
Oil.
Let's have a look, see if you're right with oil.
She needs support. So do you. So set them right. Right interval, right angle. Set them square. Set them straight. Keep the roof supported, and you'll keep safe.
It's going to go in. We're going to get a close-up of his tackle in a minute.
Yeah, the answer is that she was promoting safety for miners in 1964. It's a National Coal Board information film warning miners that they should set their prop shafts at right angles. I would have thought they were already at right angles after watching that. But do you think that things have evened out now? Because they use sexy men a lot more in ads, don't they? That Diet Coke.
Well, don't make me buy anything, because my idea of sexy is not those dreadful men that are in the advert.
What is your idea of sexy?
Tall, thin, rich, grateful.
I'm 3 out of 4 there.
He's very thin.
Fred and Alistair, what's this advert making a meal out of?
That's an oyster. 2 oysters. Is it for the fish department at a local supermarket? I think it's the supermarket that you can come to, isn't it? Dale Winton Supermarket. Lots of food.
What is that?
Well, we saw the lips at the end.
Yeah.
So presumably her lipstick doesn't come off when she's eating all that food.
They were drinking as well, and they were having oysters. And I know that there's a restaurant in London that I went to once for lunch, and it said, we advise our clientele not to have oysters and white wine. But then in brackets underneath it said, unless you've got your secretary for lunch and you're planning on rogering her stupid in the filing cabinet. It's like, file this, Daphne. It would have to be condoms. It might not have been condoms, because by the time it got round to the sex situation, they'd be both sitting going, no, I couldn't. I had too much to eat.
You're the captain, Fred. You've got to decide whether to go with your conviction.
Lipstick.
You're going for lipstick?
I'm going for lipstick.
OK, let's have a look and see if you're right with lipstick. It's Tim Ryan. Well, the answer is it's an Italian commercial for toothpicks. The product is called Samurai, named after the samurai warriors who, if they lost face, would commit suicide by falling on their toothpicks.
I bet he's still shagged, though.
Are you going to drag everything down for that for the whole show?
Most probably.
Don't you start, that's my avenue later
on. Oh, God, so early on as well.
It's fair enough you mentioned that, though, because there is always... Food and sex are always put together, aren't they? Yeah. Experts say that you can tell a lot about how people make love by the way they eat. Some men, for example, like to linger over the starter, enjoy a full main meal and finish their sweet at exactly the same time as their partner. Whereas I tend to spill a soup and say, sorry, this has never happened to me before. Alan and Janet, what have this lot got to smile about?
They've all got painted teeth. It's a Tipex ad.
Yeah.
Or it's an ad for interchangeable hair.
Hairstyles. Yeah.
They can just unclip their hair, pass it to the person on their left.
It's a breath thing. That breath spray thing.
She's pointing, going, grab her.
No, she's
I'm
pointing.
in.
She's pointing at her upper half.
She's going, grab me, look at my teeth haven't dried yet, don't come near me. The weird thing about it is that there's only one bloke in it who's got any ears, and that's just floating in the middle.
Got to be a mouth.
Breath, Eliza.
Breath.
Breath.
No,
Let's have a look, see what it is.
Cognac, probably.
Tampax?
Yeah.
Where's he got the Tampax? Where has that man put his Tampax?
He's going, are you on the blob? Are you on the blob? And then he'll move on.
I mean, look, what kind of nutty bloke wrote this ad? So those two women, presumably, are wearing their tampons, fancying him like mad.
No, she's saying there with her finger, she's saying, get me, she's on the blob, look. She looks self-assured.
On the blob is not an expression I particularly like. If men had periods, they wouldn't be going around saying, oh, I'm on the blob today, would you?
Anyway, the answer is it's an advert for Tampax from 1977. Interestingly enough, the ITC have issued a whole set of rules governing tampon advertisements. An ITC spokesman said, tampon adverts must not include a product demonstration, which was a relief to Claire Rayner, I have to say. Janet, do you think are we too squeamish, all these rules about it? I mean, they have...
Oh, it's ridiculous.
What about the blue liquid thing? Do you think that's a bit of a weird thing?
That bears no relation to reality as...
No, well done, Alan.
But then...
The doctor.
You want a bit like wings in a bucket of pig's blood or something? Is that what you're after? Are you after sort of a shining type demonstration?
No, is it
all the water, all it comes pouring out the doorway and they chuck a giant tampon down the corridor?
I do find those ads for sanitary towels that have got wings really, really weird. I mean, they've obviously been dreamt up by men. And the other day I was talking to a bloke, I don't know how we got onto the subject, but he honestly thought that women, you know those stick-on sanitary towels that you stick on your pants, he thought you whipped the sellotape off and stuck it on your fanny.
Why do they make that woman in that other ad roll a blade round the beach for an hour when she's menstruating? Give her a box of chocolates and let her watch Neighbours.
Fred and Alistair, a poster for you. The same question, though. What's it selling?
Oh, has to be the Spice Girls, doesn't it? That's them getting the lyrics to the new song implanted in their brains. Which probably explains the lyrics zig-a-zig, ah, which was probably just electrical interference.
Playboy's reading Playboy.
It's a bit like Trevor Brooking sitting under there, isn't it, really?
What he's actually thinking is, lucky I brought this false hand with me.
Well, I'll give you a clue. Times are changing and so are...
Tory MPs. They're all having the William Hague hairdo look. Those things actually come onto their head and they make them look like William Hague. That's what happens there.
It just plucks all their hair out.
So you're going for a hair remover at the moment?
No,
I think
it's to do with Playboy.
Let's have a look, see if you're right. K shoes. Marsway. It's actually a 1983 advert for K shoes with the slogan, "Times are changing and so are we." Doc Martin produced their own advert with the slogan, "We aren't though," which featured skinheads kicking the shit out of anyone in K shoes. At the end of that round, let's see the scores. I see that Fred's team have 0 points and Alan's team have 0 points as well.
Yay!
And now for nostalgia fans, it's time for a trip down memory lane, or memory motorway as it is these days. Alan and Janet, here's an old commercial cleverly cut together with some events from the same year. The question is, which year?
Your cinzano bianco, signora.
Thank you.
Ah, yes, gracias.
Ah, due?
No, mine was a cinzano as well.
Pope. Oh! It should come back and it should be Debbie McGee now.
That hair, it's very booth.
Look at that big tie knot he's got there. That dates it a bit, doesn't it?
It's got big tie on council houses.
Does he have built on his land?
Oh, can't you just smell those Italian wines? Suffused with herbs and spices from 4 continents. Why, being boring. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Getting your head down, sweetie. Jolly good idea.
From the House of Cinzano, Cinzano Bianco.
Brilliant ad.
Yeah.
I guess it's 1980. Only because around the time she made that ad, I was invited to lunch at my friend's house, and he said, "Oh, Joan Collins is coming to lunch," and we all had to bring a bottle. And she brought a bottle of that stuff, which she'd obviously got free after doing the bloody ad. I thought it was a bit weird. Judging by Joan's wig, oh, did I say that? No, judging by Joan's hairstyle, I guess it's 1980.
Well, I'm prepared to go with that.
I'm just judging by Joan's hair and who I was married to at the time.
OK. Right, we'll go along with who Janet was married to at the time.
How long were you married to this person?
No, I'm not going into all that.
All right, he's here tonight.
Well, the answer is 1979.
Oh, no!
Yeah, the year in which Margaret Thatcher swept to power with this campaign.
Tell you what I don't want to see.
What's that?
Labour in power again.
Labour in power? Was that the Marx Brothers?
No, another bunch of comedians.
Coming shortly, the Conservatives.
So, laid by Tailforth there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Gillian Tailforth in a cinema ad for the Conservatives, full of depressed people losing their jobs, leaving the country and moaning. In fact, perfect training for being in EastEnders. Fred and Alistair, here's your package.
You see, I was standing outside my mouse hole the other day, when all of a sudden, along comes this cat.
Tommy Cooper doing that.
So quick as a flash, I turned into a dog. A ruff ruff.
Yeah.
But the cat turned into a dragon.
New Romantics.
Boy George.
Adamant.
SDP, shortly departing party.
Rubik's King.
God. What a nana.
Look at that Harry Hill colour on there. It is Harry Hill. What are the chances of that?
And then he turned into a submarine. So I became a submarine-eating kipper. I said a kipper, not a slipper. Thank you very much.
So, any clues in there, Fred, Alistair?
And I've got kids, and Lego's not like that. You maybe get the mouse, and then you turn it into a big pile of Lego bricks. Lego's for standing on in your bare feet when you're walking to the loo.
You could have put your slipper on made out of Lego, of course. Then it would have just stuck to the bottom.
Imagine anything more painful than Lego slippers.
Lego suppositories.
You reckon 82? 81. I was going to say 81. So go for 81.
Well, the answer is, of course, 1981. Well done.
Hey! Oh, we knew that.
The year that Rubik's Cube took the world by storm, a square object which drives you mad trying to get all the sides to match up, designed by the makers of MFI cabinets. I'm going to offer you a supplementary question here. What's surprising about that Tommy Cooper Lego ad?
He recorded the voiceover after he died.
Well, it would have been a clever trick, wouldn't it? But it's not true, but you are on the right lines.
A bit more than a clever trick, Tone.
I don't think that was his voice.
Right.
I think it was somebody impersonating him.
Well, I'll give you the point, because you're absolutely right. The answer is that it's not actually Tommy Cooper doing the voiceover. He wasn't keen to do the ad, so he gave permission for them to use an impressionist, but he still got paid as well. And you've had a similar experience to that, Alistair. You do an Asda ad being John Motson or something.
Well, I did a test. A lot of impressionists will do what they call tests, and you go in and you do the ad. I've done them for Terry. I did one for Terry Christian years ago, for Walker's Crisps in there. Did one for Hugh Laurie as well, which was fun.
Yeah.
And then they get the real person in to do the ad and get their money and everything else. Yeah. So they got me in anyway to do this ad and for Asda, and the idea was that Motson would do the real thing. So-and-so did Asda, great value, excellent buns, I say, look at those, hey, and all this sort of stuff. So then they get John in the next day, they ring me up and they say, Alistair, we've just got John in, and, well, basically, he wasn't as good at doing him as you are. So would you be happy for us to use your address? I said, yeah, fine. I actually saw Marty the other day, and he came to me and he said, oh, thanks for doing that Asda commercial, that's saving a bit of time, and earned me quite a bit of money too, so thanks very much.
Well, at the end of the round, let's have a look at the scores. I see that Alan's team still have no points. But Fred's team are fast building a lead with 3 points. Many Hollywood stars have done things they'd rather we didn't know about. Adultery, drug-taking, God forbid, even commercials. In this round, we show our teams an ad and ask them to spot the famous face appearing in it. Alan and Janet, who's this?
Which one?
Well, it's up for you to decide.
A moment's right to pick the bird's eye garden peas. None of them must lose their natural flavour.
Right. She's either Patsy Kensit or Sally Thompson.
Sally Thompson of Man About the House.
Man About the House.
Man About the House was about 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that would have to be 1940s.
Who are you married to then, Janet?
Right.
How can you say he's got
Team
more...
Captain, go on, assert
Patsy
yourself.
Kensit.
Patsy Kensit, absolutely right. Well done. The answer is, of course, Patsy Kensit. That was an advert from 1977 with the young Patsy helping out at the pea harvest. She still helps at the harvest, although now it's at Liam's place in Colombia. Fred and Alistair, who might this be?
Which one? Thumbs up. Introducing thumbs up jeans.
Presumably he's black. So it's not Chris Eubank, obviously, because jeans is just not the sort of thing that a gentleman would wear. The fabric, particularly, is not a fabric with which one would want to be associated, and it is not a style to which I think appertains the style which belongs to a boxer who has such eloquence and elegance, such as what I have now been demonstrating.
Is it O.J. Simpson?
Ah, right. Let's have a look, see if you're right with O.J. Simpson. No. Yep, it is, in fact, O.J. Simpson. Well done. It is O.J. Simpson there with his thumbs up just after the verdict was announced. Advert is for thumbs up jeans, which come, according to the text, in different styles. Trim cut, $12, regular cut, $13, or throat cut, $10 million to get off scot-free. And at the end of that round, it's all on a knife edge, as Alan's team have 2 points, and they're chasing Fred's team with 5 points.
Well, Catherine.
The next round is called Hard Sell, and our teams are given a product that they have to advertise. It's a particularly hard sell, though, because they don't know what it's actually for. Alan and Janet, tell us what this is and how to advertise it.
It's brown and blue. It's for,
It's puffy.
Puffy.
Yeah, is it?
This is sex aid.
Is that what you do in sex?
Yeah.
It must be for getting liquid in like that.
Yeah.
And then what?
Have you noticed now in all these designer restaurants, they have, like, all the food piled up in a pyramid, and they have, like, the sauce all round in, like, a design. That's what this is for. You just do your, you know, Marco Pierre White.
I don't think your captain agrees with you with that.
Oh, it's for...
But do you eat in expensive restaurants, Alan?
Whenever I can, Janet.
How would you advertise it, Janet?
Right, girls, you want to look like make it look like Marco Pierre White designed it, did it?
Janet hasn't worked in advertising. Let's have a look, see what it's actually for. It's actually a pipette for removing baby snot.
Oh, no!
There wasn't any baby snot in there, was there? Sorry, Fred.
Some in the eye. Does it get off the stuff they leave if they sneeze as well?
Yeah, give us that over here. Nobody would ever use that for getting snot off babies. That's what these are for. You go, come here, look at that. What a really messy.
Well, Fred and Alistair, tell us what this is and how you might advertise it when you've...
What on earth is this?
It's bizarre.
It's from Switzerland. It's a new milking for milkmaids. There you are, for walking about. Give us your glass. Oh, it's a pub device. There you are. Come on, drink up. Come on, off you go.
If you can hold it up there with that, you're a good man.
I'm on to something. Alistair, would you mind being a Catholic priest for a minute? Because it's for strengthening neck muscles of choir boys.
No, I don't think...
Go on, up you get!
No.
Oh, bless me, Father, I'm desperate to sing.
Well, I can tell you you're on the wrong lines with that.
Well, I reckon. Take off your neck, mate.
I'll tell you what, are you heading close with your final answer? Your final answer and your final... We'll do an ad. I want to see...
exerciser.
Abdominal exercise.
Go on, how do you sell it? What would you...
Neck exercise.
Neck exerciser. If your neck is not strong enough, get one of these. It's pretty duff. It's the Neck-O-Matic.
Let's have a look and see if you're right with Neck-O-Matic. There you are. It's actually called a banana crunch, which is developed for two specific exercises: the sit-up for developing stomach muscles and the vigorous arm stretch for chucking it on the top of the wardrobe a few days after you bought it. Let's see how the scores stand at the end of that round. I see that Alan's team have a flabby 2 points, but Fred's team have a finely honed 5 points. Well, our next round is called Fascinating Facts. We show our teams an ad and ask them to tell us the fascinating fact about it. Alan and Janet, what's the story behind this award-winning ad?
That's Nick Cayman.
Levi's did a whole series of ads after that, reviving soul songs.
Classic pop songs.
Classic pop songs, and they had a whole lot of hits with other ones.
Okay, well, I can tell you you're completely the wrong lines with that.
What's fascinating about any laundrette when Mikhail Gorbachev tried to wash his head in one of those things?
I'm going to help you with
a bloody clue.
There was another campaign involving a laundrette before.
Oh, the other kind of jeans, Lee Cooper.
So what are you saying is the fascinating fact behind it? I've given you as much as I can give without telling the answer.
In the same laundrette.
OK, the answer is that the famous Levi's ad of 1985, which won numerous awards, wasn't actually an original idea. Take a look at this Hamlet ad from 1966.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a great ad. And I think that was Nick Cayman's dad there, stripping off, and proving that there's no such thing as an original idea in advertising. An observation that I nicked from somebody else. Fred and Alistair, how did Nike put their foot in it with this range of trainer?
It was the worst-selling pair of trainers ever because kids noticed that one was red in one design, another was white in another designer. This was quite recently, wasn't it? A year or two ago? And the design on the back there was close to a symbol in the Quran that said, Allah wears Reebok.
Haven't quite got the right translation.
Alan's an old rascal.
Alan?
I've heard him at Mecca. Alan! Like that. Go, yes.
You're close enough, I'll give you a point. The answer is that in 1997, Nike withdrew a line of its shoes after Islamic groups claimed that the flame-like pattern embroidered on the shoes actually read as Allah in Arabic script. Soon afterwards, Adidas quietly dropped their new range of Rushdie trainers.
Did you know that Nike is the Greek word for victory? And that's where it comes from. And it is also the original name of the place in France, Nice, was Nike, because it was victorious. The Greeks seized it from the Italians, and it was called Nike, which has since become Nice. So they are also Nice trainers.
What? Oh, there you go. Fantastic.
I can't believe they're clapping that.
Yeah.
The Greek word for wisdom is Sophia. Hey, we're on to something here.
As we enter our final round, let's have a quick look at the scores. I see that Alan's team have 2 points, but Fred's team have a beautifully washed 6 points. Every year, thousands of British tourists visit foreign countries, trash their nightclubs and throw up in their streets. But they still want us back, enticing us with snappy slogans. In our last round, our teams have to finish off these slogans. Alan and Janet, here's one for you. Turkey, sun, sea and...
Doner, shish and chips. Sun, sea and... you're only there for a week, so don't worry too much.
Let's have a look. Turkey, sun, sea and... The rest is history. So are you if you're caught in possession. Fred and Alistair, one for you. Barbados, just beyond your blank.
Budget.
Yeah.
This was a very specific advert. It was aimed at Richard Branson. It was Barbados, just beyond your island.
It's like really corny, like dreams.
Could be Barbados, just beyond your imagination.
Oh, do you know what? I was going to say that.
Alan and Janet, what do you make of this?
That is a big extraterrestrial tarantula spider that's landed there.
I think you're out of your mind. Hello, Malaysia.
Hi, I'm a UFO.
Well, hey!
I've just dropped in.
Malaysia.
Was it done by a gay ad exec who went, ooh, Malaysia.
Go, Malaysia. Yes, Malaysia.
I tell you what,
Viva Malaysia.
you're all being too clever for your own good. The answer is...
Go to.
Visit Malaysia. Fred and Alistair, try this one for size. Romania, come as a tourist, blank, 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 blank.
But the blanks are exactly the same size as above, so is it come as a tourist, come as a tourist.
Leave with a child.
Leave us up.
Come as a tourist and admit your mistake.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look. Romania, come as a tourist, leave as a friend.
Oh, really? Then want to have half a point.
Alan and Janet, get your teeth into blank, 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 blank. Switzerland is yours.
Terribly sorry, don't mean to bore you, but Switzerland is yours. As if you really care, Switzerland is yours.
Let's have a look what it says.
Nazi gold thieving basket.
Holidays at long last.
Who dreams that?
It is a terrible slogan.
But in Swiss, you know, it might be bada bing, bada boom.
Finally, Fred and Alistair, the Philippines are blank have it.
Women have willies.
It's the Philippines. Our grammar have problems.
Our tourists have no money at all after we've fleeced them.
The Philippines, our...
Roads have traffic.
Our islands have it.
Oh, you did that.
And it's sexually transmitted, unfortunately. Time to look at the final scores, and I see that this week's losers are Alan's team with 2 points, which means that Fred's team are about to get busy with the fizzy because they're this week's winners with 6 points. Thanks Thanks to this week's advertising agency, Davies, Street Porter, MacAulay and McGowan. And we leave you with the advert least likely to be shown at the Hackney Feminist Film Festival. Good night.
I like the girl with a turned-up nose, cute as a kitten from head to toes. When she goes by, other fellas gape. She's got a ooh-ooh daddy, got a chick shape.
Get a chick shape with a slim spill, get a slim spill.
There's no problem, you'll agree, in the new creation by JV. You've got a chick shape with a slim spill. Yes, a slim spill.
It's Halloween. A costume party ends in murder.
Cold, clinical and calculated. Can a body pass through a solid stone wall?
The Master of Illusion returns. Jonathan Creek, January 24th on BBC One.
The new Radio Times includes features on forthcoming BBC programmes, together with complete listings for all television and major satellite channels.